Hello, welcome to today's edition of Citi News Daily on Citi TV. My name is Zoe Baidoo. Coming up, President Akufo-Addo sets up a ministerial coordinating committee to help implement government's new policies for the operations of the LPG industry. We have the details of this and many more stories coming up shortly. Stay with us. The President, Nana Addo Akufo-Addo, has ordered the implementation of the cylinder recirculation model of liquefied petroleum gas distribution, a statement from the government after the much-anticipated cabinet meeting yesterday said the President, on the advice of cabinet, directed that henceforth the cylinder recirculation model of liquefied petroleum gas distribution will be implemented. This means that LPG bottling plants, which will be sited away from congested commercial and population centers, will procure, brand, maintain, and fill empty cylinders to be distributed to consumers and households through retail outlets. Here are the views of some Ghanaians about this new directive.
Yes, it's in order, but then I think the already existing businesses or filling stations would surely be affected. I think they are making some impact so far as economy is concerned. There are some, they pay taxes and other stuff. But if government is going to see to it that this thing is done, of course, their businesses would be affected.
People have cylinders which are quite too old. What are they going to do about it? Can you just go and pick a new cylinder? Or when you go there, the cylinder you'll be given should be equivalent to the cylinder you are having. Some people who don't have means of transport to go to this, where this new depot is sited, for them to have their gas, what are they going to do?
Still on this story, the President has set up the Ministerial Coordinating Committee. The committee is to ensure the strict adherence and the implementation of the regulatory measures. The Ministerial Coordinating Committee, chaired by the Minister for Energy, Boakye Ejako, comprises the Minister for Environment, Science, Technology and Innovation, Professor Kwabena Frimpong Boateng, the Minister for Local Government and Rural Development, Hajia Alima Mahama, Minister for Employment and Labour Relations, Ignatius Bafo Ewa, and the two Deputy Ministers of Energy. To some politics now, and the Opposition National Democratic Congress, NDC, has formally resolved to re-register its members across the country. Now, this means their biometric register, which they used in conducting their activities prior to the 2016 elections, has been discarded. A Deputy National Communications Officer of the NDC, Fred Agbenyo, who confirmed this to Citi News Daily, said after a National Executive Committee meeting yesterday, the party, among other things, adopted a roadmap to strengthen the party at all levels following their crushing defeat in the 2016 elections. Before the National Executive Committee meeting, the national chairman of the party, Kofi Potofi, announced the scrapping of its biometric membership register to pave way for re-registration, explaining the register was one of the causes of the party's defeat in the 2016 election. An Accra High Court has cautioned government and the Millennium Development Authority, MiDA, to cease all processes leading to the privatization of the Electricity Company of Ghana, ECG, until a suit brought before it is determined. The warning follows concerns raised in court by lawyers for the workers of ECG over the ongoing bidding process, despite an interlocutory injunction application before the court. The judge, Justice Lorenda Owusu, after hearing the concerns of the applicant, advised the government to take note of the effects of their actions. Now, over 1,000 workers of ECG sued the government over moves to hand over the operations of the company to a concessionaire without any redundancy package for them. In their suit, the workers are seeking a perpetual injunction to restrain the defendants, their assigns and privies from continuing with the compact agreement between the government and the Millennium Challenge Corporation. To our final story for today, and the staff of the Public Utilities Regulatory Commission, PURC, today held a Thanksgiving service to thank God for the dismissal of the Commission's Executive Secretary, Samuel Sapong. The government dismissed Mr. Sapong and directed him to hand over to Mami Dufie Ofori. Workers of the Commission earlier protested, demanding the immediate removal of their Executive Secretary, alleging misappropriation of funds. At the Thanksgiving service today, the workers told Citi News Daily that the dismissal of Mr. Sapong was an answer to their long-offered prayers. And that will be all for today's edition of Citi News Daily on Citi TV. Do make a date to that same time next week as we bring you stories making the headlines. Do enjoy your weekend.